Anne Marie here with weekly wrap up number 6. I have my finished February sheet load. I've got some batch scrapbooking and that's not scrapbooking, but I might talk about that because it's on my desk. All right, I'll start with my February sheet load. These are the official sheet load cards. The sketch was for 6 cards. And so I got my 6, and then the way you cut, the way the sketch is set up, you can also have 7. So I got 7 sheet load cards. I added these poinsettias. Or however you say that. I have an Instagram highlight. If you follow me, it's VexAngel13 on Instagram, and I saved all this to a highlight. I did it over the weekend and did a big story on it. And they turned out a little different than I was expecting because I had Distress Oxide spray, not Distress ink spray like I thought. But I basically cut a couple die cuts from the Tattered Flowers die, and then I hit them with, out of watercolor paper. I hit them with the Distress Oxide spray ink in Tattered Rose. And then I went up between the petals with worn lipstick and then hit the ends with Fired Brick. The Oxide ink kind of made everything blend really soft and kind of chalky, and it kind of made them glow, which looks really cool, but is not necessarily a look that I'm a fan of, it turns out. I think they're beautiful for the cards. I love them, but I'm not going to go further down the oxide path, I don't believe. Then I just topped them with enamel dots and some stickles. And yeah, I think they complement the collection pretty well. I didn't have any embellishments specific to this My Mind's Eye collection. So I made my own, and I think they look cute. So those were the official sheet load ones. And then, hi Billy. She jumped up behind me on my chair. I had a few more scraps. So I did another in the exact style of the sheet load. I just did a little bunch of holly with enamel dots and some kind of hand cut holly leaves. I looked and looked and looked. I thought I had I know I have a little branch die somewhere, but my dies are in disarray. So close enough. Still thought it turned out cute. And I had a few of the poinsettias left. I'd cut a few of the wrong flower, and so I backed them, backed the skinnier die cuts with the bigger one, and just used the bigger offcut scraps that I had, because I had pulled in a few extra pieces of paper. And so I just kind of kept going until I ran out, because I figured the more cards, the better come Christmas time, right? And so then the last one I did was a Quilting Technique, or the Quilt Technique. I don't know if you've heard of this before, but it's where you basically take all of your teeny tiny scraps, you put them on a panel, and then you run it through a dry emboss folder. So it's a similar feeling as a quilt of, that embroidered white stitching that just gives that quilted texture even across, all the different fabrics in a quilt. And I thought those turned out nice. I love that technique for using up the last little bits and pieces. So that gave me 5 extra cards. So I have a dozen extra Christmas cards. Yay! So that puts me at, 30 cards-ish, I think. And I had about 31 last year. So I've got a good head start going for my Christmas cards this year. And then next I had the 3 layouts that I've been working on batch scrapbooking. I am a slow scrapbooker, so batch scrapbooking is not necessarily faster. It feels faster to me, but I'm just a slow scrapper, so it is probably not fast to anybody else. But last week I showed you I had the backgrounds and photos. This week I have added titles and embellishments. So I added just the title, and I used all the hearts on the thicker sheet. And now I just need to do journaling. On this one might be totally done because I've got journaling and embellishments and a title. I think I've done everything I want to do on these. on this one. I got really creative with the stickers, the alphabet stickers, and I'll talk more about that when I do the batch scrapbooking video that'll be coming out. If you notice, these are both 12 by 12, and on the process video that I just posted Monday, I talked about 8.5 by 11 versus 12 by 12 and how I was going to be choosing 8.5 by 11 kind of as my default going forward when it made sense. So for example, this would have been an 8.5 by 11. In my defense, I literally just made that decision, and thought through that whole thought process this past weekend, and I started these 2 weeks ago. So that's my excuse. I am still breaking the 12 by 12 habit because it really is a habit. And it was fun on this one to go 12 by 12 because I'm going to be writing this from my point of view. I've already done layouts for her and layouts for him. So this is just for my own book. And it was fun to do a lot of paper, big blocks of paper. And on this one, it was fun to do a lot of embellishments. I really used a lot of the frames because it kind of evokes that feeling of looking out from the tower to me. And yeah, I wouldn't have necessarily maybe had room to do that on an 8.5 by 11. So, all right, the last one is still in process too, because I still have to finish the journaling, but I do have the title, and I have done the embellishments. So there's a lot of clusters. They're kind of partially popped, some little rhinestones. I had stitching on the background, so I tried to do stitching on the journaling block, but my tension's a mess, and I chewed up so much of my card. I had to tuck it underneath. Oh no, I got a bent corner. Oh no. That's the worst in scrapbooking when you have a bent corner. I might have to add some roughed edges on purpose now. Anyway, I was thinking about this journaling. I've been kind of putting it off because, these are very special pictures to me. And I've always loved these pictures, and I've never known what to write about them, which is why I've kind of put off scrapbooking this layout. But this title came to me that, I think because of her little baby yawn, right? And I just kept thinking that Hamilton song. I know it's helpless, but I just kept thinking, breathless. I just kept thinking that over and over and over again. And so I realized on the way home because even while I scrapbooked, I was doing this. I was kind of rewriting the lyrics from the song, but to be about my daughter and this moment and that feeling of, being the mom of a daughter, being the mom of 2 kids for the first time, how it all just was taking my breath away in a lot of different ways. And I was kind of redoing the lyrics to Helpless to be about this. And I thought that is what the journaling needs to be, is maybe those lyrics rewritten. I do it for work all the time. So I'm hoping it works, but if it doesn't, I still have plenty of heartfelt things that I can say. I just need to commit to that. And I want to be clear-headed enough to do it. And it's just been so crazy this week. I haven't been, but I like how that's coming along. The last thing is not scrapbooking related, but it is all at the same time. I am very much a beginner sewist, sewer, whatever the word is. And I've had a sewing machine for I don't even know, 6-7 years possibly, but I am very much a beginner, or not even hardly a beginner. But my daughter and I have decided we're going to try to make some doll clothes for her 18-inch dolls. We are at least going to try to make one dress. So this is us trying to make this one dress. And the first step was to sew up the sides, and I didn't do it right, and my tension was a mess, and it was a nightmare. But just because it's on my desk and it's a creative pursuit that I'm involved in right now, I'm hoping that I can show you a completed dress next week, or at least, some progress that isn't chewed up and spit out by my sewing machine. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you've had a great week. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday with either a process video or the batch scrapbooking video. Or maybe my stamps, because I am almost finished with those. something. I'll be back on Monday with something. I'm not sure what yet. Okay, bye.